Ooh.
All right, here we go. Get ready to have a good time. This is exciting, isn't it?
All right, we're on. Hello, testing.
Welcome aboard the Dreamliner.
It's the only way to fly.
I've allotted 1 hour for recreational activity. There's no time for irrelevant conversation. Fun will now commence.
Gary.
Here's a young speaker who is really in demand.
Don't let that go to your head, Gary. But wait, there's more.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's Gary Meier.
3, 2, 1, 0.
It's the November 4th, 2022 edition of the Garry Meier Show, Cocktail Hour Live.
Cocktails, woo, drinks.
We're live streaming at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central, 4 Mountain, 3 Pacific, and so forth. Remember, daylight saving time ends in regions that observe it this Sunday, November 6th, when 2 a.m. daylight time becomes 1 a.m. standard time. Yes, that makes for even earlier sunsets, but it's also the longest 2-day weekend of the year, so there's that. Of course, no matter where you are, it's time for a digital mimosa. Have you signed up for a free subscription to the GarrForce Live YouTube channel yet? Hit the bell icon to be notified when we're live. You can watch every one of our past shows there too. The GarrForce Live YouTube channel is our preferred platform, and I'll bet Santa and his schnauzer know who's been nice this year.
YouTube. Like and subscribe, please.
Like and share the show on all the social media channels. Comments during the live show on YouTube and Facebook can be seen in our virtual studio, and we may show them on the screen and or talk about them. Now, fasten your seatbelts. It's time to go wheels up on the GarrForce Live.
Dig it? Here we go. Boom. Shakalaka.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you, Alan Delinka and Keith Conrad there. How you doing? Keith is the Monday through Thursday producer, and he co-pilots on Fridays with Alan Delinka. What we're doing here, and you know what the show is, we just told you, we take all the fugazi from the week and scrape it off and get into the weekend with cocktails or whatever else you need to get yourself in a good mood, because this weekend, as was mentioned, we go into that weird thing where it's going to be dark too early for several months, and that is depressing. But we're here for you right now. We're going to kick the tires. Let's kick them and light them up so we can go wheels up. And there's one more step that has to happen before the cocktail show starts. Leslie has to remove her condom. There she
Hey,
is.
y'all. I got a
All
flat
right.
top wine with a bulgy little top on top because of the condom.
right.
Now, which way do we want to go? Ooh. Anyway, here you go, kids.
All right.
Ready?
Let's see it. Let's see it pop. Let's see it pop.
Ooh.
Oh, I didn't even see it. It was
Ooh.
so fast.
Pew. Yep. It was a
That's
line
not-
drive.
That's not the diet wine you had last week, right?
No, I'm going to have to hold off on that because that bottle disappeared very quickly. I
And
don't know
it
what
really
happened.
it really was good. It was at least what we're seeing when you have it, it's good.
It was okay. I mean, taste-wise, but it did the
Okay,
trick.
boy, you really were feeling good. Kellyanne starts off every week with the first text. Oh boy, an extra hour of playtime this weekend with my muffed schnauzer. And I'll drink to that. Got my Manhattan with the Luxardo cherry on the bottom. Wow. Yes. Okay. Tomorrow night, I want to be powerballed better than I've ever been powerballed ever at 1.6 billion and counting. It might go up from there.
Right. So figure at least 1.6. So maybe what, 1.8 by tomorrow night?
Could be. I want to set my
Okay.
clock back and my bank account ahead all together now. Tomorrow night, let me say hello to some people as we get started here. Chuck from WRLR. David R. Is David R's comment available, Keith? Can you put that up on the screen? He always likes to pay homage to the schnauzer. Remember to prepare this weekend. Yeah, clock's back. Fix a drink and get a toy for your schnauzer. Good idea.
Oh,
Good
Nice.
idea. Dale from Wheatfield, Indiana. Stick Save from Tinley Park, Illinois, where Bettenhausen Automotive is located. Tracy, our friend Tracy from Racine, Wisconsin. Greg from Decula, Georgia. Or is it Dacula? I still haven't found out. It's one of those. Brian, he's got a Manhattan now, martini later. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a mix.
That's a serious plan. Oh, no. Yeah.
Stephen is mentioning something here. Christmas music started across the country on radio stations on November 1st. As I have said, let me just break this down for you, ladies and gentlemen. These radio stations that play Christmas music enjoy a tremendous surge in their ratings. So I have suggested that they play Christmas music all year round. It's not going to be that huge number they get for the 2 months they play it, but the number is going to be as good or maybe a little better than what they get the rest of the year. So why not just keep playing Burl Ives nonstop?
And I find I started watching some of the Hallmark and Lifetime Christmassy movies, and they're easier to take when the weather is nice.
Really?
Then
It
the
seems
snow
like it
looks
would be
quaint.
it wouldn't be in the right way where it's
But
70 out because it's been unusually warm in parts of the country that aren't warm at this time of year.
But it's the
That's what I'm
fact that it
thinking.
is 70 out that I don't mind looking at other people trudging through snow because I myself am not having to face that reality when I step out, the door. So for some reason, it seemed easier to
That works
take
for you.
watch.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, by the
Again,
way, it's Dacula.
it's Dacula.
Dacula.
Like
Yeah.
Dracula, it's Dacula.
There you go. Thank you.
Samantha, I have my mocktail of orange juice and grenadine.
Hmm.
Nice. Linda, hey now, she says. Samantha from Mundelein, Illinois. Brian, I mentioned with the Manhattan. Let me go to the screen door, as I like to do, and say hello to Scott F. Christmas. Well, there you have it. Scott owns this store. I'm going to mention something about what Scott's going to offer if you come in with a GarrForce t-shirt or something. Brian just got my Christmas tree. What? John and Johnny from Michigan. I'm hoping to wear my GarrForce t-shirt in Chicago for my birthday at Buddy Guy's Legends on December. That it just scooted by. It's in December. All right, good idea there, Johnny. Martin from British Columbia, always checking in. Ona's, bonjour. Mike Baskow, proprietor of Roast to Order Coffee and Tea. And somebody posted that they sent a gift card from Roast to Order, and the person who got it cannot wait to order. Yes.
Yay.
Yeah, and you will get a nice shiny bag with your stuff. Mine's empty. This one's
You
empty,
keep the bag, huh?
woo, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, baby. Greg, we haven't had anything to do with the undead for years now.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Well, that's good. I would think.
It is.
Does that
And
have to do with Dacula? I think that might be a reference to Dacula.
oh, okay. There it is. Okay, it's tied together now. Michael says, hello, Gary. Hello, Leslie. Nice to see you. It's been a while since I checked in. Well, damn it, Michael. Don't be a stranger. And this is where I get a little confused. I know you said just now you like to watch Christmas music or movies when it's in the 70s, and they play this Christmas music and it's in the 70s. Now, I'm sure they're thinking, well, it's November, the weather's going to switch. But I find that very off. I don't like that backdrop and Christmas. I like to enjoy the weather and not have Christmas bearing down on me. The football season is almost half over, and they're still playing baseball.
Right.
This kind of stuff.
Well, for maybe one more game is.
It doesn't
the way
matter.
it's looking.
Leslie, it's November. Half of the
It
football
is.
season's over. They're still playing baseball. That's wrong. Yeah.
Is anybody really paying attention to the World Series? I mean, unless you
I don't
live
know.
in
That isn't even my point. Not my point.
right.
Not going to do it.
Not your point.
It's the fact that
It's
there's
November.
baseball played. Half of football's almost over. Now, getting back to Scott, he owns this shop, and your little woman cave there is decorated with all kinds of stuff from his shop. He is
Right. Oh,
offering
yes.
people who come in with a GarrForce T-shirt, or I guess carrying a GarrForce mug, 20% off,
$20 gift
or
card
$20
if
or
you wear
$20
your
off.
GarrForce T-shirt. Because, in fact, he saw that Johnny from Michigan got his GarrForce T-shirt, and Johnny was showing it off on Facebook, and Scott stepped forward. So that's a pretty nice deal. Thank you, dude. That's way generous.
And where is Scott's shop, Leslie?
That would be in North Aurora, Illinois, right on the Fox River, and you can't miss it because it's got some, you know, unique. Well, when I was there, it had a very unique vehicle parked out in front, and it's only open on Sundays, though. He keeps very, very tight hours.
What unusual vehicle?
It was, I don't know.
You don't
Scott,
know.
help me. What was that thing? I
Wait,
don't recall, but it
let
was
me help you,
eye-catching.
Leslie. Was it a van where a guy with a cast was trying to get a couch in the back
A couch
and
in the
asked you
back.
to come over and help, or you offered because he had a cast? Was it that? Very
It
Silence of the
came that,
Lambsy?
and then it put the lotion on the skin. Yeah, it came that close to it.
Yeah.
There's some
Was that
unique
it?
things inside that store. They have kind of that you know, that cannibal vibe going.
A cannibal vibe. It's stuff
Yeah.
you're not going to find anywhere if you're looking for a great Christmas gift. It was a white van with free candy spray painted on the
Yeah,
side. Yeah,
it could have been.
yeah.
Yeah. Puppies, free puppies.
And he
Uh,
has a pony in formaldehyde. You take $20 off that, that's going to make somebody very nice. You see that under the Christmas tree in a couple months.
oh,
Huh?
oh, mommy, daddy, it's what I always wanted.
It's an 83 Buick wagon
Yeah.
that you saw.
E-
That's Scott, is that your wagon? Is that the official car of Scott's?
If this wagon's rocking, don't bother knocking it. I mean, that is not a vehicle that one sees on the road all the time. It was a
It caught
eye
your eye, is what
catching.
you're saying.
Yes.
Yes.
I got all kinds of weird shit. You do, Scott. We
That's what it
love you.
says right over the door. Come in. I've got all kinds of weird shit. That will pull you in. And Michael says it's the shaggin' wagon. And Scott wasn't sitting in there offering you some candy to come over and sit in the car or anything, was he?
Scott spends his day, I believe, sitting in a barber chair in the middle of his store. It
He's
looks
got a barber
very
chair,
comfortable.
right?
Yes.
And while that sounds like a barber chair, if you're a fan of the movie The Time Machine, the original one in the 60s, that time machine is made from a barber chair and all that other stuff. There's a barber chair in the middle. That's part of the time machine. Great movie. And that time machine is still out there somewhere. Somebody owns it. That's cool. I was talking about this week. These props that are on the sets of these TV shows from 50, 60 years ago and what they would fetch now, I'm sure they were all lost in either the dumpster or who knows what. But boy, the market for that, those things you would see all the time every week on a TV show, what people would pay for that?
Well, reason being, they are currently auctioning off the original ET model. He's a full-size animatronic ET that they figure will fetch something like $3 million.
Yeah.
So there is money to be made in all that stuff that ends up in dumpsters in Hollywood.
I think
Or
now they're a little more aware of that, but boy, the money, they never knew. They didn't know a lot of things back then, DVDs and all the residual repackaging of these shows. And I guess a number of shows were lost altogether and they never saved them.
right.
They didn't think there was any currency beyond the first or second showing or something. I don't know. I know
Yeah.
that the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, the first 6 or so years, they taped over them. And there's really no record of those first 6 or 7 years.
And those were probably the good ones because occasionally I catch some of the latter years, and
They're all latter years, Leslie. He's been dead for about 15. He
I
was
get
done 30 years ago. They're all latter
that's
years.
true.
That's what I like when people go, I was watching this old Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah,
That's
you
redundant.
mean as opposed to the new ones. Okay,
Right.
I got
Well,
it.
okay, there was a movie or two, but the old Twilight Zone we
Well,
know is a
even
TV
those
show.
are 20 years old, 30 years old, 30
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah,
Twilight Zone, the movie.
everything's 30 years old now. Everything's about 30 years ago. Okay, now we're digging ourselves into a very depressing hole that we
Let's
don't
not do
like
that.
doing on this show.
It gets me angry.
There she is. Last week was the debut of Angry Mama. By day, she cleans your microwave. At night, she cleans your clock.
She lets everything inside bubble right out. Oh, God.
Have you used her to clean the microwave yet, or is it now just part of your
No, hell
repertoire?
no. You know, and here's the thing. I keep an impeccable microwave to begin with. As anybody who's been listening to us for a while knows, Gary and I kind of the anal types. I always, when I heat things up, I have a paper towel over the top so that there is no splattering. So generally speaking, I don't have a need for a microwave cleaner, but I do have things that are bottled up inside me. Oh,
God damn it, I wish this election season was over.
Oh, she is way tired of those ads.
Tim says more diet wine. Now, it might not have tasted good, but boy, you said it really did the trick.
Yeah, well, because it was diet, it felt like I wasn't, consuming as many calories. So I was feeling lighter and brighter about all that. And
Yeah.
The real stuff here will do the trick too. You just wait.
Now let's compare anal notes. When you use your bathroom,
Mine is a high C.
when you use your sink, your bathroom sink, do you take a tissue and then wipe the stopper and the sink and everything of water?
I do. If I notice water spots on the counter, things have to be taken care of. There's a roll of toilet or paper towel right outside the bathroom, so I can do it quick.
I use a tissue, and after I have my own bathroom sink because otherwise I would have been divorced years ago because I'm nuts. And then I could do that and just bother myself if that's a bother, and it's not. Use the sink, wash my hands, tissue. And the stoppers all shined up and dry. Nothing wrong with that.
Using a restroom at a hardware store and realized that I was wiping down their sink, and I went, okay,
I mean, I've almost done it on airplanes.
So wrong.
I have done it on airplanes. Like, just clean up a little here. As Scott says, Gary Meier, he's too extreme for Illinois. I'm too extreme for just about any state. Yes,
that's your wife putting the. Oh no, it's Scott who typed that. Okay.
Yeah. That's one of the catchphrases they use against each other. He's too extreme for Pennsylvania. He's too extreme for Nevada. Yeah. Okay. Wow. And really, I know the answer to this, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway. Some of these candidates are paying $100 million to advertise their candidacy for a $200,000 job. And they want to run things. I know it's for the power. I get that. Right.
No, Gary.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not about the power. It's because they want to help. It's because they love so much.
Right. Deep down, they just want to help other people. But before they get to that, it's name calling and just throwing shit. And okay. But deep down, you really have a heart.
So as of like Wednesday, then we're supposed to put all this behind us, right? So all the nasty things that we've now learned about these too extreme for whatever state you happen to be in.
Right. Just put that away. Right. Now I'm normal. Now I want to help you. Ramblin' Ray Stevens checking in, a broadcaster, a fellow broadcaster, brother in sound, good friend of mine. He is with my cousin. He and my cousin are an item.
Thing.
Yes. And if you ever watch Ray's stuff on Facebook, I comment quite often because he has a lot of interesting things, shall we say. And the other day he was doing something and his beautiful girlfriend, Gina, was standing there. So I typed in, Gina, if you're in distress, try to blink next time because Ray is doing something there.
I had one of the best plane rides of my life with Ray.
Really?
Yes.
Is that code?
No, seriously, we did a celebrity version of the Weakest Link together, and they took us all to the airport. I think in separate livery vehicles, but we all ended up. Three of us ended up on the same flight together, and golly, I don't think we shut up the entire time. So I apologize to anybody else who was on the flight, but I think it was Ray, me, and Gene Sparrow. And Gene Sparrow is now showing up in a commercial in the Chicago area. So
and Gene's history is radio and television, right?
Right.
Yes.
So yeah, we had a good time flying back from Cali.
Well, he's not called Ramblin' for nothing.
Oh, and he did ramble. We all rambled on that one. I think we were drinking diet wine.
I'll bet you were. So coming up in just a few minutes, Ryan, the Wisconsin reporter. Let me say that we are giving the 2022 wine condom, all new 2022 wine condom away later. And then Leslie will pair that with something else, maybe a couple items, right?
I am throwing in a ball liquor thanks to listener
Tracy.
And look how heavy this thing has gotten. There's all sorts of stuff in here now.
Hey, guess what? In the near future, you're going to be making that bag even fuller because, and Keith, if you want to put the Canine Hero page up as I read, Jason Johnson, who operates the dog sanctuary for these dogs that retire from the TSA and police departments, is sending a bunch of stuff to give away.
Yay!
All right.
We'll be happy to add it to the bag.
This is the November dog, Dean. Served as a narcotics and human detection canine with U.S. Customs and Border Protection for 5 years. Dean has a multitude of narcotic seizures since joining the Seattle canine team 5 years ago. The seizures were made in the port environment as well as with outside agencies such as Homeland Security, DEA, FBI, U.S. Postal Inspection Service, Seattle PD, as well as many other state and local agencies. Dean is getting a second chance in life with Project Canine Hero as he was facing euthanasia in retirement due to aggressive behavior and multiple bites to Customs and Border Protection people. His handler drove him across the country to transition him into our rehabilitation and rehoming facility in Tennessee. After just several weeks of working with Dean, we were able to find him the perfect home with an Air Force veteran on a small farm in Georgia. Yes, this is what Jason does. These dogs would not have the sanctuary that Jason has put together because the government doesn't do anything after they're done with their service. They don't take care of these dogs. They could end up in shelters and then, as we heard there, euthanized. Jason put together this sanctuary in Tennessee, takes these dogs, tries to get them adopted. If they don't get adopted, he takes care of them for the rest of their lives. Some of them have to retire early for various reasons, and they have medical issues. And Jason just does a great job in that department. So anything you can do to contribute to ProjectCanineHero.org, please do. And like I said, we'll be giving away some canine merch in the coming weeks.
Cool.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Should I dig deep and find something to give away this week, though? Right on top. We got a Pez dispenser.
You got some Spez?
I got some Spez. Oh, it's a Thor. It's a Thor Pez dispenser.
Nice.
So you get the God of Thunder, you get a wine condom, and you get a ball liquor. How cool is that?
Nice. Very nice. We'll let the computer pick later in the program. Ryan is going to give away something just to people watching on YouTube. Ryan, why don't you join us and tell us what that will be?
Hey, we're going to do another gas card. It's a $25 gas card.
Nice.
So I put in the private chat, Keith, a suggestion for the tag on the YouTube site. So
okay,
if you're on YouTube, keep an eye out. Keep an eye out for that. Switch it up. We did some roast order the last couple of weeks, so we'll switch it up again.
Okay. And Ryan, what do you have with you? Show the people what you have.
Look at this. Jamie, let me get out of the house with it.
No.
Angry Mama's evil twin.
Sister. Yes.
You never call on my birthday, bitch. Oh, stop.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I want to wish Leslie and her wonderful husband, Tim, a happy anniversary coming up in just a few days. How many years?
40.
How many?
40.
That's my bad ear. I can't hear.
40.
40.
God. I
She
mean,
got married
only
when
old
she
people get to.
She was
golly.
10 when she got married in
Exactly.
the southern state.
It was
Congratulations.
we base it on when the marriage was arranged, so it was before I was born, even.
Right.
And that, yeah, right.
Right.
And with that, listener Matt stopped by the house yesterday and brought us.
Let's go full screen on
T-shirt.
this and see that wonderful shirt.
It is Leslie and Tim, 40 years.
What does it say on the bottom?
We've only just begun.
Very nice.
I don't know if he got a.
Wow, look at
trademark
that
on it.
hat you have on your
It
wedding
was
day.
very 80s.
Wow.
It was
Wow.
totally very 80s.
Very nice.
But yes,
And he
there we
also
are.
gave you a very generous gift card.
He did, and he shouldn't have. But thank you so much, Matt. You're a sweetheart. And
Matt, longtime listener, and Matt is going through a few health issues, and we wish him a full recovery on that.
yeah, absolutely.
40 years. Wow. That's amazing.
Golly, stop saying it. I'm
I know,
seriously.
it goes
you know,
fast,
I remember going to my parents' 25th and thinking, damn, they're old. And people would give you like really squirrely gifts back then. Like somebody
Squirrely
took a
was
tree.
the 25th theme. Squirrely.
I think it is. Yes, it is the squirrely anniversary. But they did things like take a tree branch and spray paint it silver and then hang dollars from it. Do you remember gifts like these?
No.
And then bunches of silver plates because, 25th. And they were all things that you could never use. It was all really just tchotchke,
Right.
really expensive tchotchke. So don't do that.
Okay. All right.
I mean, unless you want to take a tree branch, spray paint it, whatever the color is
and
for
hang
40. I
some
think it's
50s on it
ruby.
and put some
Yeah,
nice
there you go.
50s
That'd
on
be
it.
okay.
Or some lotto tickets. The lotto tickets would work.
Whatever.
All right. And the gift cards for a very nice restaurant in your area,
Yes, for
And
Weber Grill.
Weber
Thank you.
Grill. And boy, who doesn't have a Weber,
Mm.
right?
And they got a really big one out in front.
A giant one
massive one.
for
Yes.
display.
Yeah.
So you can't
Yeah,
miss
I don't think they'd have to have the tongs would be unwieldy if they actually
Right.
tried to
They got
use
the
it.
giant tongs. Here's your steak. Oh, God. Well, your husband is really going for sainthood because he's been doing things that are where you go, that should be in a Hallmark movie. And let's reiterate, because we did mention what he has done recently, and it's pretty amazing.
Oh, you mean the guy who has cancer? And by the way, let's end lung cancer, folks. Cure lung cancer. I'm wearing the
Yes,
band.
and we wish him a recovery too.
He redid one bathroom completely. He had regrouted, degrouted, regrouted, recaulked everything, changed out all the fixtures, changed out, redid every toilet in the house. So new flappers and ball cocks and whatever. And then 2 faucets, redid the stairs. So if I climb the stairs now, there's not a single squeak. He walked them multiple times so that he could make the stairs completely squeak free. He's rebuilding the railing on the deck, and he's in chemo. So
Right.
that's my man right
that
there.
that would be enough, but he's also picked up dead animals and buried them that were on the side of the road. I mean, come
He
on.
found a stray or a cat that had been killed by a car, and he didn't want the owners to see it in such a sorry state, so he brought it home and we buried it out and back. And something tried to dig it up, so now it's got like bricks over it just to make sure that it stays
And
fresh.
he found a cell phone, right? He returned a cell phone.
He returned a cell phone. He found that on the expressway. Yeah, seriously, the guy
I'll tell you
is
what,
amazing.
he's got good eyesight to see a cell phone on the side of an expressway.
I am so lucky, honestly. So
I
that's
know.
how
Well,
you
hey,
stay married
that's what-
40 years is
right.
you marry somebody like that.
Right. Well, I'm sorry he's going through what he's going through, and I know it's been tough over the last couple of years, but our energy is with him. And
he doesn't make me mad.
That's right. If he can keep angry mama happy, happy angry mama, happy life, right?
I think that's the saying, yeah.
Now, Ryan said right before we went on live that he had a Shark Tank moment.
I did.
What is that? We had somebody on from Shark Tank,
but it did. I don't think it went as well. So there was a two founders of what they call a company called Bird Dogs. They make pants, and they didn't have a very good exchange with Mark Cuban. They thought they were too childish with their antics, so they didn't get funding. Left Shark Tank and then ended up getting a lot of press from it, and are a $15 million company now. But when you order stuff, they put sayings on the boxes that are not really nice to Mark Cuban. So
can you read a few of those if we can't?
Sure.
Read them?
One is incredible product, but a juvenile attitude will never sell. Mark Cuban.
They're quoting Mark.
Yes. Mark Cuban is a dusty old queef. Don't listen to him.
Wow.
Oh.
And the other one is my best friend's mom has huge nipples.
And that will be a juvenile thing.
Yes.
Mark Cuban's eye.
So that's right in the box.
Okay. My best friend's
mom.
Wow. And how do you know
that?
Yeah. How do you know that? Mrs. Robinson.
You don't want to know that.
So the box has all kinds of sayings all over it. But I mean, these are not. They're probably the most expensive pants I've ever
Okay, are they shorts or pants?
I bought the pants.
They have shorts too, right?
I
thought I remembered seeing shorts when they were on.
They do.
And is the fabric that incredible? Because they were really pushing that fabric.
Yeah, it's really soft fabric, but then you don't have to wear underwear because they have the underwear inside the pants. You can get them with the underwear inside the pants. So that's the other selling point. Seriously. Yeah.
Like you would have in swim trunks?
Yes, sort of like that, yes.
Oh.
And they feel good?
Well, the first ones didn't fit right, so I sent them back. So I just got my replacement. So I haven't tried the second go. But.
Needed some extra room down there.
Sure. He's Ryan. Yes. And how is the fabric? You touch the fabric.
It's very nice. It's very nice. It's good quality. I mean, they should be for
a pair of pants.
118.
Yeah, that's pricey. That's pricey, dog.
Mm-hmm. I had some Visa gift cards from at work when you do your health insurance. You get your physical and all of that. Give you gift cards. So I thought I'd seen them advertised, so I thought, what the heck? I got some gift cards, so I'll use
As I said when I had Saban on, who is the co-founder of Cousins Maine Lobster, even getting on with no deal, you've now exposed yourself to millions of people, and that's what happened with these guys, and they're a $15 million company. Yeah.
Yep. Without that, so.
Right, and calling Mark Cuban a queefer or something.
Yeah. So, I don't know. And we survived Halloween. There was lots of people giving out adult beverages. They said they wanted to increase the antics after hours. So Keith, if you want to put up the picture there, I got a Jell-O shot and I got some Fireball.
They gave you that bottle of Fireball.
They did. They said there was a box for the kids to get stuff out of, and then there was the parents one, and they said they wanted to kind of make Halloween a little more fun after hours. So I got a Jell-O shot and I got some Fireball.
And that's a prepackaged Jell-O shot.
It is. And they had a cooler. It was ice. It was cold. They had it. They were well stocked.
Wow. I talked to a number of people, Leslie and Ryan included, and you said that the attendance was down this year.
Yeah, they were down, but there was a lot of people giving out full-size candy bars and toys. I mean, there was a lot of. They really upped the ante this year, but the attendance wasn't there.
I was in the checkout line at the supermarket yesterday, and if I'm not looking at the magazines, I'm checking out the prices of candy bars. A candy bar, Snickers, that used to be in the day a quarter or whatever is $2.75.
Wow.
Yep.
And they call that a share bar or something like, yeah, this is for two, as if you're at a restaurant. You want a Snickers for the table? Snickers for the table? Wow. What the hell happened there? But then the other thing that I thought was interesting, you see these specialty magazines. There was, I think it's Life that put this out. a magazine on Duran Duran. Who would buy that? Why waste paper and kill a tree for that?
And I bet it was like $12 or $15.
Yeah, and they're expensive. And there are a lot of those specialty magazines, about 25 of them, and half of them are, who would buy this?
Aren't most magazines just doing away with the paper editions entirely?
Yeah,
and
but
so will we still call them magazines? Because I had a story about Billboard, and at no point did they refer to it as Billboard magazine. It was strictly Billboard now. And so will it just be?
I don't like reading magazines online. I need a magazine. To me is paper and a magazine.
I saw a man at a stoplight. I actually grabbed a picture quick because he was reading a newspaper as he was taking off driving. There he is.
Great.
Wow. And this was the bumper sticker that was. Let me go to the next one. I had to look it up online because I couldn't get it. Charlie Manson died for our sins.
Oh, that's very sweet.
Somebody's got that on their bumper.
This guy that was reading the newspaper.
Great. Wow. He's a one-man entertainment center. I saw this story where, was it the state of Maine is now cracking down on vanity plates. They had let it go for a while, and they're going to crack down again because people were getting plates through that were dirty or something. But somebody made a good point in the story and said, okay, you won't be able to get that as a vanity plate, but you can put any bumper sticker you want on.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. Why even pay all that for a vanity plate? They're usually expensive. Just get a bumper sticker that says "fuck you" or whatever you want to say. And
very much.
And you don't have to do it in code on your license plate.
Right.
I mean, people have all kinds of weird shit on their bumper sticker now.
They do.
Or on the boxes that they send your pants in. By the way, I thought I knew what a certain word was on that box, but I couldn't be sure that what I thought it was is actually what it was. But I went to Urban Dictionary, and that's dirty as hell, man.
Queef?
That Q word on there. It is what I thought it was, and it's dirty, 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 Bertie. Lordy.
All right. Well, that'll teach Mark not to give them a deal.
Right. Yep.
Wow.
The only other thing in time for Christmas, if you like jigsaw puzzles, Costco has a 60,000 piece jigsaw
Leslie
puzzle.
reported on this, and we talked about. Now you have a picture.
I have a picture. There it is.
Okay. Come on.
Look at that.
It's the world's coolest places. It's actually 61,000 piece puzzles that will eventually be able to be interlinked.
Yeah.
61,000 pieces.
60,000 pieces, but it is 60. You can do it as 60 individual 1,000-piece puzzles, and then you can interlock them at the end. But like you and I said, having an unmade puzzle around the house or a partially constructed.
Going back to our anal retentiveness, that does not play. When I see a puzzle that sits on a table for weeks, I just want to throw the whole damn thing away. And that's what happens with those. And those are not 60,000 pieces.
No, and it's $600. Hank saw it and said, maybe we can get that for Mom for Christmas. And I said, where would we put it together? We don't have that big a house to put it together there.
What Lego set did you order last year, Ryan, where it came in 3 boxes?
The Titanic one. The
Titanic one.
Yes.
It was
and
3
that's
boxes.
what kind of reminded me of the boxes. Yeah. And she's been doing flowers now. So she just got done she was up till 1 a.m. last night doing succulents. She was putting some succulents together, Lego flowers. And so.
Okay, that all sounded like code to me when you asked her when she came to bed at 1 a.m. Well, honey, what were you doing? I was doing succulent.
Succulents.
What's that?
And that was her birthday present. She bought for herself.
Look that up in Urban Dictionary too.
Yeah, that one's dirty birdie.
Yeah, she came home and said, "There, the Lego flowers you can make." And she came home on her birthday and said, "Well, I bought myself a birthday present. I bought some Lego flowers." I went, "Oh, great." And she said, "I got to get these done like your puzzles. I can't leave them undone. So I'm going to go down and do them." And I think she came to bed at like 1 a.m.
Speaking of Shark Tank, on CNBC, they do the older programs. And I was watching one, and these women came on a couple of years ago, and they had this paint by numbers business. And the money they were making before they got to Shark Tank was unbelievable. Everybody wanted it as their deal on the tank. And I thought, yeah, because it was during the pandemic that they came out with it. And when people were at home, and it was very zen. They took famous painters' ideas and put them into these color by number dealios. And I thought, yeah, that would be very, very zen. Today, speaking of zen, I got a new part for my weed whacker, and I weed whacked the bejesus belt out of a bunch of stuff. And this is a good time to do it because a lot of this stuff is dying or dead, and it goes right down.
Sure.
And I was the weather was beautiful, and I'm just wow.
And it didn't break again on you?
No, I got a part that it overran the part that I kept getting that kept falling out because the housing was old. So I thought I'm just going to get a new housing, and man, now it's whacking. And beautiful day. Tomorrow I'm going to blow. I'm blowing tomorrow. It's because I didn't have time to get all this clipping. So tomorrow is a blow day.
When's burn? When's burn?
You can't burn leaves and stuff. Okay. No. So tomorrow it's a blow, and then I'm going to be powerballed to the bejesus belt. That's my day.
May I ask a question? The other morning, our neighbor's lawn care service showed up at, I'd say, around 7:15.
Wrong.
And began blowing.
No.
That's a bad thing, right?
That's a violation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they started blowing into our yard, which seems like even
that's really wrong.
Thank you. Okay, but obviously I don't want to start, any stuff.
I know,
with
but
them,
that's not a good lawn care service. If they do that, they should sweep all that up. And what time?
7:15. Actually, he just kept blowing and blowing.
Yeah.
A good 20 minutes.
I know. I've heard that.
7:40 by the time he finished. And
that's wrong. That should be no earlier than 8:39.
Okay, that's kind of what I figured. 8:30 seems like even 8 o'clock. I would have given him.
Was this the same company that didn't climb the trees correctly? That had the ladders all over?
The lawn or the arborist who had monkey in their name and broke a gutter and then we're standing on the top of a 6-foot ladder on the very tippy top, where all the warnings are. Yeah. No, it wasn't the same company, but they could have been cousins.
The monkey arborists. I'd rather see a monkey do that tree work.
Honestly, they would have handled. Yeah. And then absolutely take the chainsaw and hold it over your head as you're leaning precariously.
Oh, perfect. Wow. Top rung of the ladder, chainsaw overhead. What could possibly go wrong?
Should we put a rope around this branch? Nah, just let it. Oh, oops, it fell on the house.
Branches will do what they want to do, and it's not going to be usually in the direction you think. And I'll never forget this. I'm cutting this giant branch on my mother's tree, and it was just about 5 feet above the ground. So I thought, I don't even have to get on a ladder. So I'm sawing, and that thing snapped off and came right towards my face because I think they have energy and feelings and went, motherfucker, you're cutting me down. Yeah.
My last act as a tree is going to be.
I'm going after you, and I moved just in time. That thing would have hit me right in the face. Tree cutting is one of the most dangerous things on earth. You don't want to do that if you don't have to. That's for professionals.
Isn't that your brother took the tree down there in the middle of winter?
And he did it in the middle of winter. He took an apple tree down. It had to be 40 feet tall. And he did the whole, he bunched up, he bundled the branches and cut them and all that. And he took the whole thing down. It was about 20 above. And I don't know how he did it, but he did it.
I'm pretty sure that lumberjacking is the second most dangerous profession because the most dangerous catch, crab fishing, which is on hiatus, but that's supposed to be the most dangerous job, and that logging is the second most.
Yeah.
But now they got those cool machines that just like grab everything and clear cut.
I know. You see that where it grabs the tree trunk and then takes 2 seconds to cut it.
Holy shnikes.
There was a guy in Seattle, Washington State, somewhere around there. He cut down 700 trees on his own, just on a whim.
Wow.
before they shut him down.
Because his
700.
weed whacker broke.
Yeah,
and he
exactly.
had to,
cut something down. Damn.
Boys.
Wow.
You
Boy.
boys.
All right, Ryan, you have a report, and you're
No,
doing
I
it.
don't. I don't this week.
Oh, that's it. That's the report.
that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I
All
took
right,
the week off.
All right, no problem. And we will check back with you on Wisconsin stuff. The Packers not having a great season. Tom Brady not having a good year
great season
at all on anything. As I
No.
told you, the game of football is his mistress, and the mistress has taken him over, and he lost his real marriage on it. Okay, Aaron Rodgers. I don't know what his
supermodel.
Yeah, I don't know what his
chose
excuse.
a bunch of sweaty men
Right,
over a supermodel, and
right.
Giselle sitting there going, "Seriously, this?"
But
okay.
hey, I've heard this about athletes where they get so much of their energy on the field off that sex is. I just had a 300-pound guy lie on top of me. I don't need you. Is that how that works?
Wonder what she got for money out of the deal.
Oh. Can you imagine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But Tiger Woods, there's another one.
Yep.
You've got a supermodel for a wife, and you're hanging with the hostess at Perkins at the Waffle House. What? It's just a conquest, right? Because they can.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not where, well,
Volume.
exactly, exactly, because they can. But the average person looks at his wife and goes, "How do you top that? Who cheats on that?" Well, Tiger did,
and they do. Yes.
Okay.
And then they usually get themselves in a mess. Isn't that where he smacked up the car and all of
Yeah,
that?
'cause she chased him with the golf
Right.
club. Well, how ironic. He's got the golf clubs right
It's
there. She
handy.
grabbed one. Right.
Do I grab a bat? No, he's not a baseball player.
I
just
grab a golf club.
Right. I'll show you how to use a 9-iron.
And that's
piece of
that's
shit.
the first time he did the car, and then he got the second car, smacked up the second car.
Yeah, that almost killed him. He might want to have somebody drive. That's what I was thinking when he did that accident. You're Tiger Woods. You're visiting somebody in California doing something else. Don't you have a driver? You're Tiger Woods. Why are you driving?
He's
No,
got a
that's-
driver, and he should have a driver.
Yes.
That's what we thought about Nancy's husband with security. They should have security too,
Yes,
right?
if you're a well-known person, you need security. I don't know how to break this to you, John Lennon, but I know you felt comfortable in New York, but all it takes is one crazy, as we're seeing to this day. He's been dead 42 years, and we're still seeing this.
Wow.
Crazy is always going to be out
We found out that Capitol Police did have video monitoring going on, but apparently these were the same ones who were watching Jeffrey Epstein's cell because something happened and they weren't looking at the screen, and then who's to know what's going on?
Yeah. And Jeffrey ended up hanging himself. Yeah. The camera's not working. The guard was having lunch.
So, just
Right. And all these very
he
famous
hadn't
people,
gone through any of his appeal processes. So
right. And
course
had a
he
lot
was-
of money to spend on lawyers, and they would come in every day, and he wasn't in his cell all day. He would go into this room with his lawyer, so he at least got out of his cell. And okay, yes, from the lifestyle he was leading, you would think, oh, this is a bad way to go, being in jail. But he wasn't at that point where I thought, well, this is suicidal time.
Right.
He had hardly been there.
Right.
And all the people that were in his sphere and had a lot of money, and you know how that works, do you? Do you know how that works?
Mm-hmm.
Well, so apparently these were the same guards who were watching the Pelosi house that night because they had the same level of attention going on there.
HBO is, at least they were last night, they reran 3 episodes of The Sopranos. And as I was talking this week about these incidents where somebody's house is taken over by people that shouldn't be there and they can't do anything, the police can't do anything, it's some other matter that has to be handled some other way, and it's a real nightmare. You got to have a guy. Now, I couldn't, on the audio version of the GarrForce, I can do it. You got to know somebody. I got to have a guy.
I got a
Is it
guy.
kind of like this? Put the picture up, Keith. Is it kind of like this?
Kind of like that.
Not quite well.
Yeah, got to have a
Kind of,
monkey
but-
or a guy or something.
Uh-huh.
I mean, really, because it's got to be frustrating and
No, and-
costly.
We'll just wait. Let them tire of living in your house rent free until they decide to leave. Nah, it's time for a guy.
Yeah, you need a guy. All right.
Guy.
Let's do the fine sponsorship of this program, and then we'll do some stories and give away all the stuff, and that'll be the show for
Get them while you can. Bettenhausen Dodge on 159th Street in Tinley Park is putting out the last call on all editions of new Dodge Chargers and Challengers. This is absolutely your last chance to join America's ultimate high-performance driving legacy. Quantities will be limited, so hurry to Bettenhausen and order your new 2023 Special Edition Dodge Charger or Challenger. Come see one of our salaried sales managers today. Your best buying experience starts now at BettenhausenCDJR.com.
I can't believe they're discontinuing muscle cars. That's America. No, if you want amusement park,
maybe it'll be like the McRib, and
they'll come back,
and then they'll bring it back a little bit, or like that Mexican pizza from Taco Bell.
Yeah.
It's back.
Oh, and you would know it. You're a big Taco Bell pizza fan.
We just went through the drive-through yesterday.
Okay. Well, maybe that's what they're doing, but we are America, and muscle cars, that's America. If you want those amusement park cars, you go to the Caribbean and all those other countries where they drive little play cars. It's America. Team Hochberg, you need a mortgage? Refi, veterans loan, reverse mortgage, any of that stuff. Those are the numbers right there for the free consultation, the website and the phone number. You want to go and check with people that know what they're doing, and they know what they're doing. You call your bank for a loan these days with whatever is going on, and it's a lot. And the banker, all they're doing is waiting to go to lunch. And it's easier for them to say no. And that's what they're probably going to do. Call Team Hochberg for the free consultation. All right. And Mike Masco, I know he's watching. Thank you, Mike, for your fine sponsorship. Roast to order, coffee and tea. Where's my silver bag? I'm going to take a sniff. My bag. I gotta have my. Where's my bourbon? Where's my Manhattan? Oh, if you remember the movie Blue Velvet.
Your sock drawer, so that I said, do you put one of those in your sock drawer like a sachet?
I like that idea. Do you remember the movie Blue Velvet? Dennis Hopper.
Yes.
With okay. Where's my bourbon? This is kind of like that. Yeah. And if you want a gift card, as was mentioned, I think Karen was the listener, the viewer that said, I sent one to a friend. She can't wait to order. They ship anywhere around the country. It'll get there in a few days. Holidays are here. And that's a great gift idea for anybody who likes coffee and tea. I don't know how. And Ryan, you don't like coffee. I don't know what's wrong with you.
I don't. I order for my mom. I just sent her another batch the other day. That and gift cards. And
gift cards. And I think your mother says to you, "Are you my son, really?" Because your mother really loves coffee.
She does. She used to drive 25 minutes to go to Starbucks. I mean, yeah, she's crazy fanatic in coffee. So
okay, well, she doesn't have to do that anymore.
She does not do that anymore.
She
does not.
Roast2order.shop. That's the number 2. Is it up on the screen there? You want to put it up on the screen there, Keith? Roast2order.shop. I think he did, but that's
what happens if I don't get my coffee?
I get angry. Angry mama comes out. That angry mama.
God.
He's an angry mama. Okay, so now we are at the part of the program where Leslie's going to do her stories.
Should we do all the giveaways at the end?
What do you
should
want
probably
to
do the hashtags. Did we put?
Oh, we got to do a hashtag for
and
the condom. Let's do
hashtag Thor. Can we do Thor? Because you get a God of Thunder Pez dispenser.
Hashtag Thor, THOR. Hashtag Thor to get the Pez dispenser, the condom, and the ball liquor.
Yep, and then Keith will post the other one in. He may have done it. I haven't been.
He did. I believe he's already been running
for the YouTube viewers.
Yep.
Yes.
And then after Leslie does her stories, we'll hit the button and see who wins.
And I do have that one photo, Leslie, for when you do your one story.
So let's start with that. A team of holistic healers has created a 3D model of what they believe humans will look like in the next century because of our addiction to technology. The makers of the model, known as Mindy, suggest she'll have a hunchback from bending over her keyboard, claw hands from texting, fused elbows, a second set of eyelids, thicker skull, and a smaller brain. While these things seem very interesting, there's essentially no science to support this theory. I mean,
okay, let's take a look at it.
You want to put it up, Keith? I think I have it on the.
Can we enlarge
There's Mindy.
There it is.
Looks like Angry Mama.
Angry Mama.
So she has her elongated skull. She gets nictitating membranes, a second set of eyelids because she stares at screens. All this is based on the fact that in the next 100 years, do you think we'll still be using keyboards and mouses and things like that?
No. And this reminds me of that joke from the 70s. And here's the punchline. If you know it, you know it. And a flat head so you can put the pizza on it. Something like that. Yeah.
I think so.
All right.
So there's Mindy. I think we're safe. I don't think we're going to end up looking like that. Unusual reversal of roles in a story out of India. An 8-year-old boy bit a cobra to death after it somehow got wrapped around his wrist. The incident occurred in a region known as Naglok, which translates to coincidental abode of serpents because of its 200 or so species of indigenous snakes. The boy, identified only as Deepak, explains, quote, "The snake wrapped around my hand and bit me. I was in great pain, and the reptile didn't budge when I tried to shake it off. I bit it hard twice. It all happened in a flash." The snake died at the scene while little Deepak was rushed to the hospital for treatment with antivenom. He's now doing just fine.
I posted this picture on Facebook, on my Facebook page. It was a monkey at a train station in India at the bottom of the escalator. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's the crazy town of India. And I'm just picturing the monkey going, hey, is this the 405 to New Delhi?
Pardon me, sir. Is this Transylvania station?
Yes, my good man. Is this the 405 to New Delhi? And then the end scene is the doors open, 500 people get out, and a monkey.
We should mention, too, another story out of India this week. I guess this happens every fall when they decide that they're done harvesting crops. So let's just all burn our fields at the exact same time. And now the city of Delhi is under this giant cloud of toxic smoke, and you can't see for shit out there. And government officials have finally said, we should do something about this.
Right. Okay. As I mentioned this week, I watched Slumdog Millionaire. It was on the cable. Oh, God, that scene where he's under the platform and people are pooping on his face. And okay. And scene.
Right. A deer hunter in Texas had to be rescued when he fell out of his deer stand and got stuck dangling from a tree. The hunter, who prefers to remain anonymous, managed to call 911 while hanging upside down some 18 feet off the ground after his boot got lodged in the framework of the tree stand. It then took rescuers another hour to successfully pluck him from his predicament and lower him to a brush truck.
The only happy ending to that story is if a deer comes and chews on his fucking head.
Exactly. And then I don't know if you've been on the web lately. There's this thing going on in Iran. The protests continue. They've been shooting a lot of the protesters and stuff, but Iranians unhappy with the nation's theocratic leadership and their treatment of women have come up with a new way of expressing their discontent. Videos are now circulating of people flipping the turbans off mullahs, and it's all over the interweb. Knocking the turbans off clerics has become the new protest of choice for those opposed to the regime and their deadly tactics in quashing those protesting the death of 22-year-old Mahsa Amini. She was the young woman killed in the custody of Iran's morality police for the crime of wearing her hijab too loosely.
Wow, that's okay.
So they just walk up behind these old guys and knock their turbans off.
I know we've all thought about that in this country. It's wrong, but it's just, I wonder what that would be. What's underneath there?
Well, and it's passive, it's aggressive, it's
wrong.
It's aggressive. I mean, at some point, but
yeah, it's wrong. But they're making their statement.
Well, so is killing young girls because they don't have the proper headdress on.
Yeah.
So, should we do one more?
If you want.
Let's see. What else do I have? Oh, how about this? The firefighters, or not some firefighters in the UK were called in to save the day after a potty training session went terribly awry. Kay Stewart had been trying to potty train her 2-year-old daughter, Harper, when the child pulled the seat off her potty chair and put it around her neck. The toddler became flustered, as did Mom, as they tried without success to get this plastic ring off. At last, they finally called for fire department backup. According to local news, firefighters used some sort of small tools to remove the potty seat, leaving little Harper no worse for wear.
That's what I'm calling a lot of these politicians this November. Small tools.
Yeah. Small. More importantly, I'm thinking that should be a tase. If your kid gets their head stuck in a plastic potty chair toilet seat,
the kid should be tased.
No, Mom. I'm thinking Mom should be.
Okay, all right.
Really, she got it in there.
How about here a tase for the kid, but it's a Barbie taser, so we can keep it thematic. It's a little Barbie. It's Barbie's tase.
It feels more like a sparkle than a shock.
Yeah, there it is. All right, Leslie, thank you. Okay, Ryan, we'll start with what you're giving away. It's a gas card for those watching on YouTube. And Keith, if you want to hit the computer, we'll do it.
I like the listener said the daughter was a shithead.
There it is.
Thanks, Anthony.
Here we go. All right. Hashtag darkness. You want to say hello to somebody?
Go ahead, Ryan.
Hey, Mom.
Sandy Sherman. Sandy. All right, Sandy, email me, GarryMeierShow@GarryMeyer.com with your address, and I'll get that to Ryan, and he will get that gas card to you. Do you send it out? You send it through the mail, or is it electronic?
I send it mail. I send it mail.
All right.
And a lot of marijuana talk on the chat too.
That is just wrong. That is just wrong. All right. And now for the condom, the ball liquor, and the Pez dispenser.
Thor.
It's hashtag Thor.
God of thunder, mighty Thor.
Keith, are you ready?
Oh, they could have had a moment. We could have been something.
Angry Mama
but you're going away.
All right, here
there
we
it
go.
Is.
Want to say hello to somebody? Yep, you do.
Angry Mama.
Angry Mama. Hello.
Hi, Ma.
Scott Brown.
Scott Brown.
Email me, same thing, GarryMeierShow@GarryMeyer.com. Next Friday on this cocktail show, Greg Potter will be on. He is the drummer for the Buddy Rich Band, and he has a holiday show coming up. He's going to give away tickets for that, and we'll find out what he has collected since we last talked to him. He's one of those massive collectors of different things. Yeah. Oh, top of the hour. We gotta go to news. Gotta go to news and return to Christmas music. All right, thanks.
A Creature from the Black Lagoon, I believe, is his.
Yeah, full size. Yeah, full size.
That's right, full size.
That he wore at the hotel pool, right?
Yeah, it's next Friday, so join us for that. But Monday we return with audio only, and here is the cannoli coming down the aisle. Please take it; it's delicious. Wow, that's kind of fallish. Oh, I don't know if I like the look of that.
Oh, wow,
that's weird. Okay, and it's time for the Schnauzer report.
Grab a flashlight, because by the end of this weekend, it's going to be so dark you won't be able to find your Schnauzer without it.
You need a flashlight to find your Schnauzer. As we're entering daylight standard savings time.
It's the last time. This is it, kids.
Have a great weekend. Thanks for listening. And the GarrForce for wheels up. The flaps are down. We have the voice of the globe. We have landed.
Good night, and have a pleasant tomorrow.
If you like that, I got other stuff I think you're going to like. This is the GarrForce.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
And please, please, please tell your friends and family to like and subscribe too.
YouTube.
More eyeballs. It's a good thing.
Like and subscribe, please. Boom. Shakalaka.